So I'm doing another video related to my joystick project. Got a couple more things. I picked up a cheap little digital soldering station. It was about $40 on Amazon. Some of the EE guys, like the EEV blog guy, ripped one of these apart, and I mean, he had some complaints about the grounding being soldered rather than crimped, and it generally being kind of flimsily constructed, and it is kind of flimsily constructed, but for a regulated digital soldering iron, I found that what I found so far, at least, is that it works fairly reasonably and isn't bad for what you pay for it. But it's a cheap soldering iron, so you do get what you pay for. But it's certainly better than the ones that where it's just the tinsel part and it plugs right into mains and has no regulation at all. It comes with this thing here. I have no idea what that's for. If anybody's got a clue, please toss that in the comments. A number of little tips for it. I have the smallest tip in it because of something I'll show in just a moment. The next thing I've got here is I got some solder wick, which is used for removing solder. Some of the stuff I was soldering was very fine, and I knew it was probably going to have some problems with connections leaking. Here I have 6 ball bearings, 6 bearings, sealed bearings. They're going to be used in the gimbal to make sure that it's smooth and highly durable. They actually came in packs of like 10, fairly inexpensive. Here's one. You can kind of see it spins smoothly. It doesn't spin, it doesn't continue spinning, so it stops, but it's got a smooth motion, and it should be highly durable for this application. Now, here's what I've done so far. I actually took a teensy board, and if you recall when I originally did it, it didn't have any pins. I had bought pins separately. Let me rotate this around a bit. So, what I have here is I have soldered all the pins on it. This was the first thing I did with this iron, and it went really well, went pretty fast. Having a regulated heat source, I could set it at 365-70 degrees Celsius, and it just zipped right through them, no problem. Down here, you then got the Hall effect sensor, which I've also got soldered onto this little board. Had some bridging on one pair of pins, but that was easily taken care of with a soldering wick. And yeah, didn't take too long. You can kind of see the size of some of the stuff in comparison to the breadboard. Really kind of gives a feel for how small a lot of it is. These here are my shift registers, which are going to be controlling the buttons, and I've got some of the buttons laid out. I do probably need an additional 10 buttons, and like I said in the previous video, I also need another 8 of these little pins for the other Hall effect sensor that I don't have done yet. And that's about it. So I'm looking forward to actually testing my code that I've been working on for this thing. Thanks. Bye.